Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Auzubillahi minash-shaytanir-rajim. We have discussed soil aeration or soil air, and we did also list some of the properties, capabilities of the soil air, what they can do, and what would happen if there is more oxygenation or less oxygenation. This is specifically meant if there are in a situation like waterlogged areas or some polluted areas where suboptimal aeration is there. Suboptimal means that the conditions they are not optimum in terms of soil air, in terms of oxygenation. So this lecture is devoted to this aspect. Plants and microbes have differential response towards suboptimal aeration. As I said, suboptimal aeration, which is not optimum, less than the required level aeration is there, lesser quantity of oxygen is available. But again, plants, animals, they can survive. They would not die in a suboptimal situations, but the response of the plants, microbes, animals, they is differential. Every species has some optimum range with respect to minimum and maximum critical point. Every species, every organism. There are example, if we go to high altitude area, mm, 14, 15,000 feet, then there is a problem of respiration. We would feel faint or would tired, but the local people they are adapted to those conditions. They keep on running or actively involved in everything, but we cannot do it. Similarly, the workers which work in an environment where gases are there, oxygen is poor. So again, those who are adapted to it, they would be not feeling much, but if we go, we would feel much. Let me give you an example. If you are Peshawar, mein, if you are crossing this Sabzi Mandi, where there are a lot of shops of the masalajat वगैरह के. So when you enter from one point and come out from the other end, just crossing that, you would have sneezing and wet eyes because air contains improper gases. Suboptimal aeration is there. That is a case of suboptimal aeration. Suboptimal aeration is there. So every species has its own maximum minimum to which it can tolerate, and these suboptimal aeration affects the various morphological, biological, chemical processes in living organisms, plants, animals. So think now of microbes based on oxygen demand. There could be three category of the organism or microbe: aerobic, requiring oxygen for all life processes; anaerobic, do not require oxygen. This doesn't mean that they can live on a zero level oxygen, but they do not require like the aerobic; or microaerophilic, requiring low oxygen. So three categories are there. What are the morphological effects? Morphological effects अगर आप देखें कि those areas where soil air is poor, suboptimal aeration is there, gaseous situation is there, or within a city it is a polluted, then cell walls of the roots become very thin. Root hair formation is decreased or suppressed. Root becomes numerous, shallow, abnormal. Roots become shallow, numerous, abnormal क्योंकि roots के लिए respiration में problem है. Poor root branching is there. root does not branch properly. Dry weight may increase or decrease. Increase or decrease से मतलब ये है कि sometime abnormal increase would occur, swelling would occur, or sometime the dry weight would decrease. So both of them, they are abnormal situation. Submerged parts in soil may become abnormally thickened due to lacunal tissue. ये जो वाटर प्लांट्स होते हैं, अगर आप इसका सेक्शन काटें तो इसमें लैक्यूनल टिश्यू होते हैं, लैक्यूना होते हैं, गैप्स होते हैं. If you have seen, I would give you a popular example of बरसंडे, लोटस, लोग खाते भी हैं, उसकी राइजोम पानी के अंदर होती हैं. If you take out the rhizome, you just cut it, there would be channels in which narrow pencil can pass in. This is for respiration, this is for oxygenation. So water plants, all of them, they have a thin tissue, more parenchyma, spongy parenchyma, and sponge-like situation where gases can be stored for their requirement. Groups of stem cells may become more elongated radially, that forms knobby swelling. Similarly, in some of the plants, not all plants, some of the plants, the stem cells become elongated radially. Instead of growing upwards erect, they spread sideways, hatwale zyatshi, and knobby swelling occurs. Thick knob-like structures appear. Roots become shorter, occupying less space. Waterlogged area ke ubo wala buti to gora dasira wala jड़े भरुचती शी आप निकालें बमाए जड़ों की वाच shallow roots होती है. You need not to pull them with a full strength. Deserts में you cannot pull down the whole root. So roots become shorter in a suboptimal situation, or that is optimal situation when more water is there. So less space occupy करते हैं और they are confined to the surface layer, shallow situation में है. Physiological effects क्या हैं? Mode of life changes to anaerobic, mode of life. Roots, microbes, or whatever is living in those oxygen deficient environment with suboptimal aeration, they change their mode of life to anaerobic. Aerobic conditions, aerobic style changes to anaerobic. Some actinomycetes can live in oxygen deficient environment. Clostridium survives. This is one extreme example. Some species of Clostridium, they survive in oxygen lacking environment or soil. Accumulation of toxic byproducts. This is another abnormality. Plants में, animals में, especially for plants, many toxic byproducts accumulates in oxygen deficient soil. जो भी oxygen deficient soil होगा तो since gaseous exchange is poor, उस poor oxygen से even carbon dioxide becomes toxic, ethylene becomes toxic, ammonical gases become toxic. So these are the byproducts. Plant roots secrete formic acids, acetic acid, oxalic acid, and other organic acids under oxygen deficiency. So whenever there is oxygen deficiency, the roots of the plants, they suffer the most because they are in the soil. So they produce different type of acids, और ये acids are like harmful है for themselves, for other microbes, even for the accompanying plants. Such chemicals retard growth, development of soil, microflora and fauna, दोनों को animals को भी affect करते हैं. Decrease plasma permeability. Permeability of plasma membrane decreases. That causes many physiological, biochemical disorders. Decreased pH. ज़ाहिर है कि सेल सैप की pH ड्रॉप हो जाती है रूट्स में, शूट्स में, which is harmful for the normal working of the plant और cell processes के लिए. Decreased water and nutrient absorption. Absorption की बात नहीं कह रहे. Absorption. The efficiency of oxygen, the deficiency of oxygen reduces the nutrient and water absorption by plants. The energy of respiration is utilized in absorption of the water and nutrients. Poorly aerated conditions, such as waterlogged conditions, polluted conditions, they promote water and nutrient deficiency. This causes poor health of the soil organisms. With soil oxygen deficiency, respiration is increased. जब ऑक्सीजन कम हो जाती है, रेस्पिरेशन इंक्रीज हो जाती है पौधों के लिए, एनिमल के लिए, तेज तेज सांस लेना शुरू करते हैं. इफेक्ट ऑन carbohydrate contents may increase or decrease depending upon the species. In some species, in some cases, in some animals, carbohydrate may increase or they may decrease. This is again abnormality है. This is not a good quality. Effect of reproduction पे suboptimal oxygen condition may delay or repress the reproductive processes. Reproductive process germination हो सकता है, flower formation है, fruit formation है. Then in animals में egg laying है, egg hatching है, all delivery cases हैं small animals में. So multiply करना हो सकता है, vegetative reproduction है, asexual reproduction है, they are impaired. Increased carbon dioxide toxicity. Whenever there is a decrease in oxygen, that means there would be an increase in the toxicity. Or this toxicity starts at 10%. This is the level, threshold level, and it becomes lethal at 30 to 50% level. 10% पे toxicity starts. If it doesn't decline, goes furthermore, toxicity 10 से 30 पे आ गया, 20 पे आ गया, 50 पे आ गया. This is the lethal level where plants, microbe, animals, they would die. Decreased suboptimal condition always is related to the decrease in oxygen. So this also promotes production of other toxic material. Carbon dioxide is one case. H2SO4 formation is another. Bicarbonates of ferrous, iron, manganese, which increase toxic level of the habitat. Root respiration पे negative effect है. Respiration is decreased. Effect on seed germination, definitely seed germination is either retarded or decreased, or it is delayed. Young emerging seedlings, they die in such situation. Plant diseases are promoted. Poor soil aeration promotes soil-borne diseases, pythium, wilting, root wilting वगैरह, that occurs. Growth पे, this is a general, you can say general impact, that the effect on growth of plants, animal, microbe is there, and this decreased growth because of oxygen deficiency would mean all kind of biological processes, their reproductive process, their elongation process, cell formation process, cell division process, और जितने भी processes possible हैं plants में, animals में, हर एक को this would seriously affect. Unfavorable changes occur in the chemical state of the nutrients. Nutrients are always present in soil, but oxygen deficient condition में, when it is present in the available form, they change into unavailable form. For example, ये जो calcium, magnesium, potassium, sulfur है, iron है, sulfur changes into sulfide. Nitrates, they convert to nitrites. Ammonia. Oxygen deficiency below a critical level facilitates, promotes bacteria to reduce nitrates. Again, an abnormal situation is there. Microorganism population activity. This is understood when there is poor germination, poor hatching, poor growth, poor reproductive processes. तो definitely जो microbial population है या whatever the other fungal population है, bacterial population है, they would be declined. और ज़ाहिर है कि ये जो डिक्लाइन हो जाएगा तो these microbes they are important in the decay, they are important in biochemical cycling. They would cause either stagnancy in the cycling of the nutrients or unavailability of the nutrients. Decay of organic matter, this is delayed. Decomposition of organic matter is reduced. नाइट्रिफिकेशन, एमोनिफिकेशन, फॉर्मेशन ऑफ सल्फेट, फॉस्फेट, जितने भी साइकिल्स हैं ये डिक्रीज हो जाएंगे. दे वुड बी स्लो डाउन. न्यूट्रिएंट्स विल बी देयर बट they would be unavailable form में. They would be held up by the particles, held up in an unavailable form में. प्लोइंग टिलेज जो है खेत में हल चलाना, गोडी करना, ट्रैक्टर चलाना, ये जनरली they promote, improve the structure. When structure is improved, gaseous exchange is improved. So as a whole there would be a goodness for the soil. Thank you very much for listening.